Welcome to Logistic Regression Read and View Datasets. In this session, we are going to read and view the dataset from txt file into RStudio using read.csv function. Let's get started. We demonstrate logistic regression using an employee attrition satisfaction dataset. Let's start by considering the data which we have created, and it has 6 variables. So first column will be the attrition column, which represents whether the employee has exited the organization or is still in the organization. So there will be 2 values, yes for exit and no for currently working in the organization. Then we'll have years experience, which represents the years experience of the employee at this time in years. We have work challenging, represents whether the work assigned to the employee is challenging. Work environment represents whether the work environment is excellent or low. Compensation represents whether the compensation is excellent or low. Technical experience represents whether the employee is technically expert, excellent or low. So these will be the values which will be available in our dataset, and let me show you the dataset here. So this will be our iteration.txt file. We are going to open that with Notepad. And this iteration file will be taken as our dataset in order to create the logistic regression model. So here we have the factors like attrition, years experience, work challenging, work environment, compensation, technical expertise. And I've already made you clear that what all will be contained within these factors. So now what next we have to do is we'll get back to the content here. So the data covers the last 6 months and pertains only to those employees with 2 to 5 years of experience. The data is extracted from the CSV text file known as attrition.txt by using read.csv command, and here you have the sample commands to read the data and get the summary of the data. So here read.csv function will take 3 parameters, in which the first parameter will be path of the dataset where it is available, then whether the dataset contains header information or not. So in case if it contains the header information, you have to specify true. Then you have to specify the separator using which individual columns are separated in the dataset. And once you have executed this command, you are going to get the content loaded in attrition_data object, and then you can summarize the object using summary function. So we'll do that with the help of RStudio. So here we have a file known as logisticregression.r, and we are going to read the data set here. So we are going to specify a comment. Comments can be created using hash. Now what we need to do is we need to use the function read.csv. This function takes in path of the file. Then we are going to specify the header information, and since our data set contains the header, we are going to specify true. Then we are going to use the separator, and separator for our data set is a comma. Now what we are going to do, we are going to specify the path of the file. So what we need to do is our iteration.txt is available within this content directory. So we are going to copy this content and we are going to paste the content here. And within this content directory, we have iteration.txt file which has to be read. And now what we need to do is we need to replace the single slash with a double slash so that we can reach to the file here. So now we are going to replace the backslashes with double /. And now once the information has been specified, we have to select this line of code and we have to quickly click on run. So as soon as we run, now you can see that the file has been read and we have around 52 rows. So using read.csv, the data content will be read from the file. But at the moment, the objective is not to display the data. The objective is to store the data into an object. So I'm going to store the data into an object, and this data will be stored within the object iteration_data. So now we are going to execute this line of code again, and let's click on run. So now you can see that we have got an object known as iteration data, and within this we have 52 observations from 6 variables. Now once this has been stored, you can use the summary function, and using the summary function we can use iteration_data. So now once we execute this iteration_data, you can see that we have got various information, like there are like 24 employees which are leaving the organization. There are 28 employees which are currently working with the organization. Then there are multiple employees who have the minimum year of experience as 2 years, the maximum is 5 years, and the mean is 3.5 years. So 28 employees were not allotted the challenging work, 24 employees are allotted with the challenging work. Then we come up with the work environment wherein 28 employees are working in an excellent environment and 24 employees are working on low work environment. Compensation for 21 is excellent but 31 is low. Then we have technical expertise for 44 employees as excellent, and there are 8 employees which have low technical expertise. So now this is how we have the data read, and you can quickly summarize the complete information as well. So ideally, when the organization is providing challenging work to an employee, the work environment within the team is excellent, compensation is excellent, and technical expertise of the employee is low, then the chance of attrition should be low. You can view the data using the following heads and tail command. Using this, you can quickly get some of the example. But as I have already shown you the data directly from attrition.txt file, but in case if you want to see that through your RStudio, then you can use head and you can specify the attrition data object. You can quickly get access to the top 6 information from the data set, attrition data. You can also use the tail command in order to check the bottom data of this object. So once we execute tail, so we get 47 to 252 column information from this attrition data set. So now I think you can read the data set from a file and you can summarize the information. You can quickly view the information from the data set or the data object created. We generally call this data object as a data frame, and for logistic regression we use this data frame for processing. Thank you for watching.